What's up everyone, welcome to your very first Adobe After Effects tutorial. And in these next couple tutorials I'm going to be going over every single thing you ever wanted to know about Adobe After Effects. So if you're a beginner and you just opened up After Effects and you have no idea what all this stuff is or what you're even looking at, then this is a great place to start. And if you're an expert in After Effects, then I'm going to be going over some advanced video editing, graphics, so I hope you enjoy. So let's go ahead and get started. And before we even get started, I wanted to tell you guys one thing. Make sure you're watching all of these tutorials in high definition. I'm going to put a link in my description box on the right hand side, and trust me, it makes a world of difference. So aside from that, now let's get to the After Effects tutorial. Now, before we get started, I want to tell you guys that all of the work that you do when you're working with After Effects, you're going to be saving it with the AEP extension. That means After Effects Project. So anytime you see this extension right here, that means that you can be working with it in After Effects. Anything without this extension, you're in the wrong program. Another thing I want to tell you guys, just because it's going to come in handy, is that whenever you use a video or a footage, you don't actually, and you import it, you don't actually copy it again in this program. What it does is After Effects uses that video from the same spot it is and doesn't copy it to a new space on your hard drive. And this is so that the project files can remain small, but whenever you export, that's when it creates a whole new file. So in case you're wondering why your projects are smaller than even the video, then this is why. Now all of the material that's going to come under this project panel is, I'm going to be calling it footage. So let's go ahead, and the first thing that you usually want to do is go up to File, Import, File, and we want to input a movie or something like that. Just for basics, I'm going to go ahead and input any movie. This is one of me and my friend in Myrtle Beach. I'm not going to be doing anything with it. I just wanted to show you guys how to import. So again, to import file, find your movie, double click it, easy enough. So now that you have this video, it's going to appear under your project panel just like any other video you import. And again, if you input more video, it's just going to all organize right here. Now, once you have your video open, you have a lot of different things that you can do with it. For beginners, if you double click on it, it's going to open in a new panel called the footage panel. Now, this is pretty much just so you can get a better look of what you're working with, and it just gives you some more detail and just stuff like that. It's really just a lot like a player, like Windows Media Player or anything like that, but it's built in After Effects. Now that we know what the footage and project is, another thing that we're going to be working a lot with is the tools panel right here. Now, a lot of these tools, the ones with the little triangle right here, they have a drop down menu where you can pick a different variation of these tools. So for this rectangle tool, it's going to allow you, when we're working on compositions, to select like, how would I say, like circles and triangles maybe. But in anything with no triangle, it's just one tool. So this selection tool, this is a hand tool, and this is a whole bunch of tools. So we're going to be going over the tools in depth later, but for right now, I just wanted to show you guys where it is, and whenever I refer to our tools panel, this is where it is. And again, the project panel is where all of our footage is stored. And another thing I want to tell you guys about the project panel, whenever you start getting a lot of footage right here, you're going to want to organize it into folders. To make a new folder, go ahead and create this button. It says create new folder, and you can name it whatever you want. I'm going to name my new folder. And anytime you want to move something into your folder, go ahead and move it in. And anytime, one second, make sure you have this selected. Go ahead and drag it into your folder. And then you can see it's indented a little bit, and that means it's in your folder. And anytime you want to hide the contents, just press this little triangle. Anytime you want to show them, just press it again. So that's how you can organize footage. So aside from that, all of these panels right here, we're gonna wanna sometimes learn how to rearrange them, resize them, or open new ones. So to rearrange them, just go ahead and click this gray area right here, and you can drag it to anywhere you want. So go ahead, and as you can see, if I want my project panel over here, just let go. But I'm gonna want mine over here, so go ahead and click project and drag it over to the left. Now that we learned how to move around our panels, anytime we want to resize a panel, just go ahead and drag it, and this is going to give you more information. And notice that once you resize one of the panels to either side of it get either smaller or bigger. So rearrange that, play however you like it. And the last thing I'm going to be going over this tutorial before we move on to actually the fun stuff is anytime I'm working with a panel and you don't see it, say you don't want this footage one, or you don't have it at all, go to Window and go over to all of these things right here. And what these are panels. Anytime there's a check mark next to them, it means that it's showing. Anytime there's not, it means it's not up there. So go ahead and get all the ones you want. See, once we click that, tool panel disappears, and once we click it again, it pops right back up. So that's pretty much the basics of After Effects and the, how do you call it, the interface of it. So just make sure you find your way around, and those were the very basics. So anything we're going to be going over later, I'll show you how to do it. But once you got a good feel pretty much of After Effects, then you can move on to my next tutorial where we will be creating our very first composition. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you learned something, study it, and once you're good with the interface, move on to my next tutorial. Thanks.